Hi everyone, it's Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we are going to focus on altering the beautiful new springtime foils with alcohol and re-inker. So let me show you a couple of cards, then we'll look at a couple of backgrounds, and then we'll go ahead and alter some of the paper together. So here is one that was altered. It's the beautiful silver stripe paper, and we used the Hold On to Hope bundle for a really pretty Easter card. I don't know if you can see the variation on that. Then a little happy birthday. We've just got a little bit of paint splatter look happening there. We've got our fun party pandas from the Celebration Selections. Sweet little baby boy with dapper denim. So we've got that pretty little blues on blues. For this one here, we used 3 different colors. We used Peekaboo Peach, we used Flirty Flamingo, and then we used Lemon Lime Twist. And then just tied the copper outline with the copper letters. This one was a really fun one. I had totally been focusing on all of the foil papers that coordinate and forgot about our beautiful acetate as well that has gold and silver on it. So, and again, multiple colors on that piece. This is just a real simple kind of monochromatic look. Can you see that? I'll try to hold it up a little bit more so you can see. Just powder pink on powder pink. You get a little bit of that variation. It ends up looking watercolored. We just have a simple greeting, hello, and then the dragonflies. And then this one was crushed curry used twice. We sprayed it first on the background, rubbed it off, and then came back in and just spotlighted it directly over the flowers. We have a little bit of lace, our crushed curry circle, beautiful large swallowtail in copper, and Happy Mother's Day. So let me set these aside because I don't want to get spritzes on them. And let's bring in some of our foil papers. And let's set these aside for just a second. So the Springtime Foils is sold in a set that includes 4 different patterns. It is 12 by 12 cardstock. It is a selection that's available free with a $50 purchase during celebration. So one of the patterns is this varying with stripes. So you've got silver foil, and that does coordinate. Did I have it laid out? Yes, I do. With our silver foil cardstock, and as I mentioned, we also have acetate as well. Then the other print and pattern is this pretty little leaves that you see here, and this is both silver foil and gold foil. Of course, I'm just showing you pieces. It is, again, in a 12 by 12 sheet. This is one of my favorites in the pack. You've got the really pretty copper flowers on that glossy background. And then the last one is these sweet little copper dots, just like that. And again, we do have some coordinating foils. We have the gold, I mentioned the silver, and then we also have the copper. This foil paper is also unique in that the cardstock in between the foiling is a glossy finish. So the same techniques that you do on glossy paper are what you're going to be able to do here. So let's go ahead and let's bring in our 11 by 17 grid paper because we're going to get ready to make a mess. We want those handy, and we're going to set them right here beside us. And what I'm going to be working with is 91% rubbing alcohol. And let me move this up a little bit into the camera. There we go. 91% rubbing alcohol. We're going to be working with re-inkers. And just a little tip for you, one of the ways that I store my re-inkers is in the Stampin' Up wood case boxes. They do all fit. Each color family fits right inside there. And then I'm able to store them on a shelf, or I have a DVD rack that I store mine on. In addition, we're going to be working with Stampin' Up Spritzers. I love to work with these. They have a really nice powerful pump as well as a really nice mist to them when you are spritzing with them. The hardest part of this technique is that there's no exact science. I can't tell you to put like 5 re-inkers and 3 milliliters of alcohol or this much alcohol and this much water. There's no exact science, okay? You're going to have to play with it based on the outcome of the color that you do want. What I have found personally is that it's really nice to start light because you can always darken it, but it's a lot harder to lighten it. In addition, if you only own a couple of spritzers, you don't want to fill your entire bottle up because, again, then you may be wasting the alcohol as well as the reinkers. So you may just want to go with filling it up a smaller amount of it. So, and again, this is just 91% rubbing alcohol. You could tone it down a little bit with water if you wanted to. We're going to put that in there. Someone today on my Facebook Live mentioned that they'll put a BB inside to kind of help with the mixing. I just give it a good shake, but that would definitely be an option and something for you. And let's just spritz this here and see how dark that is. Okay, so we've got a nice crumb cake happening, which is what I was looking for, was something with a crumb cake look to it. And then all you're going to do is you're going to just start to spritz. And if you want, you can take some paper towels and you can actually blot off, or you can take a soft cloth. Let's grab some paper towels. They're right here. And you can blot off wherever you maybe don't want some to be and lighten that up just a little bit. And it does dry fairly quickly because of the alcohol, just like an alcohol marker would be, or Stampin' Blends or alcohol. And then, of course, you can always go back over it again if you want a couple of little darker spots and things like that. In addition, you can also then come in and add extra color. So let's play again with a little bit more. And in that one, again, I did the crumb cake specifically because I wanted to have that color for kind of a coffee stain, tea stained look. So I have the copper dots in front of us. And in this case, I have Lemon Lime Twist. Oh my gosh. Us older demonstrators who've been around the block a little bit definitely are, saying the wrong name all of the time. We're showing our age in more ways than one besides our... So you can add multiple colors. And again, you just simply let it dry, and you can also pat it dry if you wanted to. So that's an option for you. Something else fun that you can do with it, I've got a piece here that's cut a little bit larger, but what we're going to do is I'm going to start up here in one end, and I'm going to hold it up, and I'm going to let it run. And I'm going to let it run as far as I want it to, just like that. And I want to show you something here real quick before we move on to the next one. If you're working, you want to be really careful what's around your surroundings. I wasn't paying attention and I overshot this. And that pretty piece that I just created, I ended up with some spots on it. And that's not what I want. So now I'm going to be limited in the area that I can use above that. So you want to be really careful what's around you. If you're a demonstrator watching this and you're doing this with customers, you may want to consider having a box that you can set this down inside of. In addition, if you're worried about getting ink on your fingers like that, you can always wear latex gloves as well to protect your hands. So let me just see real quick what color this is. Okay, that's the yellow. So what I want right now is this color. Okay, our Flirty Flamingo. And so I'm just going to put a little bit there, and I'm going to let it run. And we'll grab our yellow. We can let that run. And I can quickly go across the top, but I need to be real quick as I do it. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So I'm not going to quite do a full rainbow, but you can just see kind of some of the fun that you could... Oops, is that the green? Yep, that's our green. And so you can just let it run and you can have a fun look like that. In addition, what's going to happen is the further away that you hold the the spritzer, the different kind of effect and things like that you're going to get. So again, let me bring in a few others just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. This was one that was held at quite a distance away, and you can see that I got more of a splatter effect because it was held up higher, and it was taking a while for the mist to reach the paper because of the height that it was being held at. This is one that we sprayed with our powder pink, but then we rubbed it all off to give it just that really sharp contrast. This is one that we colored first with the Midnight or the Night of Navy dark Stampin' Blends, and then we spritzed over top with the powder pink. So you are able to do that as well for a little bit of contrast. This one here, just a couple of random spots, and you can see it has an effect similar to Brusho. So again, but it just gives you another variation. In addition, you're going to have all kinds of other things that you're able to do with these spritzers. So Brusho and I think Alcohol and Reinkers are all unique enough of its own that you would want to have it. Doesn't that look like an Easter egg? I can't wait to die cut that with the ovals, but that's looking like an Easter egg. And again, I've got a couple of different colors going across that, just kind of working with those colors there. This was another variation, just a little bit lighter, and I'm going to be making Easter eggs out of that. Here again, you can see some of that color. And even then, once it's dry, now I could come back in and let's just use our Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to come in kind of just on those gold leaves. And see what happened there? What's happening there is instead of pumping real fast, I'm kind of pressing kind of like a stream. You want to give it a firm, like spritz like that to get those little misty pieces. If you kind of go real, like if you hesitate, you're going to get that stream that comes out like that. And it's going to give you a very different look than maybe what you were intending for. But real pretty color combinations there for you. Let's see what else we might have that we can show you just real quick. And then, again, we have the blue. So once you're done and once you've used it up, then you want to go ahead and just rinse it with warm water. Make sure that you fill it back up with some warm water and spritz it through the nozzle a couple of times just to clear that nozzle. But again, you can see I have quite a bit in here. I have not, while I've just had Alcohol and Reinker in here, I've not had my nozzle clog on me. So I usually will keep these around. And let me show you one other fun tip, how I store these while I'm working with them. So let me grab this and bring it in for you. A fun little tip for you, a little bonus tip. This is a little test tube holder. It's from a company called Tooters, Tooters. It's actually what they use to hold test tube shots. Don't judge. But it's a great little storage item. I can keep my spritzers in it that have a couple of things in it. I have some aqua painters. I have my Wink of Stella. I've got some little brushes and things like that. So it's just this cute little storage one. And they have them in different sizes, whether they're holding 12, 18, 24 test tubes and things like that. But I found that to be a perfect size for storage and things like that. And one last thing I know, as I was looking at that, it reminded me there was one last thing that I did want to show you. And let's grab this here for just a second. I'm going to grab my aqua painter. And let's grab Flirty Flamingo again. Kind of in a flirty kind of, I'm just kind of really hooked on this color right now for some reason. So I've got a little bit of that. I can still take my aqua painter if I want, and I can use my aqua painter to kind of move some of that around if I want to, and can come in. You can also come in and you can add just a little bit of water, and that'll kind of add an interesting little top as it kind of rolls that around and moves that water, or leaves you little circular water droplets and things like that. So it's got a lot of fun and a lot of potential as you're playing with this technique. So have some fun with, again, your 91% rubbing alcohol. I like that because I find it dries the quickest. You're going to want to play with all of your different kinds of reinkers. And then Stampin' Up! Spritzers, they are sold 2 to a pack, and they're great to work with. And then again, our beautiful springtime foils, So make sure that you use the links below in the YouTube description to come see the finished samples. You'll see me working with these. You're going to want to see all of the cards up close that you saw at the beginning of the video, as well as for shopping links and things like that. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a remarkable day.